In increasingly dense suburbs, there's a trend we all know. Small block, big house. But today, I'm meeting a couple who've built a one-bedroom home that's no bigger than they need to allow their garden to take centre stage. This place stands out from the street with its bright timber fence, towering blue gum and native plantings on the verge.
I suppose you could say the big focus was providing habitat for the little native animals and the birds, because we're fast losing it around here as people subdivide and just cover their ground with concrete. And so instead of chopping trees down, plant more trees. We love them and the birds do too. So it's a win-win for everyone as far as we see.
Carmel and Richard have really squeezed the most green space out of their block, which is just under 1,000 square metres.
The whole concept of the house, and the architect really got it as well, was to have a garden within the house, basically. That was so important to us. We love gardening, you know, and we think we've achieved that.
The house has 4 courtyards, so that every window captures a different green scene.
The courtyards themselves were designed to have a theme on each courtyard. The library courtyard, which had a lovely cherry tree, which a friend of ours gave to us when we got married, and that was the main feature of that particular courtyard. The back courtyard, which is the longest courtyard and also the darkest, all native rainforest plants there and a pond. Each one of them is to be viewed from the inside.
We don't actually go into them. It's something you can enjoy, like it's painting, and it's always changing. The ambient light comes in, and we just live in this lovely, calm environment, don't we?
At night, when you're in the bath, it's just lovely looking out. You've got the stars, the moon, you can see everything. You're right in the garden, virtually.
The house itself is recessed, so it sits lower than the garden in some places, allowing for some more privacy, as well as giving the site some changing levels.
The way we've set the garden down, we've dug in the house, it's created, and the trees have now, as they're growing, there's less and less wind all the time.
It's a microclimate, isn't it?
Yeah, it's created that marvellous microclimate.
I lived next door for 40 years. There was an old cottage here, and there used to be a gate between the 2 houses, and the old Dutch couple who actually built the little cottage, and she was a gardener, she planted 2 trees, this one here, the gum, and the linden, so as a tribute to Netherlands and Australia. We became very friendly with them, and they became the carers for my children when I was at work. And when they died, they left the house to the 2 boys. And in the meantime, I met Richard. I brought the boys out from the house, and the architect who designed the place actually used to couch surf here when one of the boys lived here. And he always said, I'll design you a house when you're ready. And this is what we came up with.
There's a variety of colour and form, with lots of shrubs and trees, from birches and maples to Tassie natives like the leatherwood and banksias. I love the plant palette you've used. It's predominantly Tasmanian natives, which I love, but you've interspersed it with some great exotics.
Carm's the one who's convinced me that was the way to go.
Good on you.
A few arguments.
Yeah, but it's worked. It works really well.
But everything's thriving, and I think with that mixed palette, it's paying homage to the original planting of the blue gum and the linden. A little bit of native, a little bit of exotic.
Exactly, yeah. With the dogwood, the discolouring in the leaves. Well, what do you reckon?
It just looks like you've got a bit of magnesium deficiency. You've got this sclerosis on the actual leaf proper, but the veins are greening up. So you've got your bath. Next time you have it, just chuck a bit of Epsom salts in there. Grab a bucket of water when you're done and chuck it on the plant.
That's your job. I'm not getting out of the bath to do that.
Fair enough. We have the garden so it's easy to maintain. We utilise you know, fine pine bark, that sort of thing, just to keep the weeds down. And as Carm says, she goes around the garden each morning, she pulls a few weeds out and leaves them wherever. I have to pick them up, of course. But it's really just an easy garden to maintain.
The only time we're really committed is when we're in full production and I'm pickling or bottling or whatever else I'm doing. And then that's when I say, if I see another bloody tomato, I'll scream. But then we end up eating it and thinking, oh, wow, this is really good. So it was worth all the effort. The garden has changed over time.
And will continue to change. We're constantly looking at new ideas and changing things around. And that's what a garden's all about.
This garden is embedded into Carmel and Richard's house and lifestyle. And their values are obvious in the design decisions they've made. Small house, big garden. I reckon they're onto something here.
We amaze ourselves, actually, what we've actually achieved.
In 6
you know,
years.
For a couple of old farts, we haven't done too badly.